How do you create coaching packages that are going to help your clients to achieve the outcome that they desire? This is one of the things that we focus on in the Mindset Coach Academy certification program. And it's really interesting because a lot of people think that a coaching package is, my 6-week thing or my 12-week thing or my year-long thing. And actually, there are so many considerations that you as a coach need to make when you are creating your services and offerings out there in the marketplace. And today, what I'd like to do is to just share with you some of the thought processes that are really beneficial for you to go through as you craft your compelling offers, as you create the packages and the containers in which you're going to be developing and sharing your work with your clients. Now, the thing about coaching is that it's all about helping our clients to achieve a specific result. And how do we do that? We do that in a number of ways. We do that through working with our clients, and that can be one-to-one. It can be in a group environment. It could be in a mastermind. It could be in a VIP immersion experience. It could be through a membership site or on a retreat. So there are so many different containers of time and containers in which we can work with our clients. But the key thing about getting results is that you need to do some thought work about the framework, the structure of the work that you're going to be doing with your clients, and then decide what that framework needs to be, how long that time frame needs to be, what needs to be included in that framework in order to help your clients get to where they want to be. Now, this is going to be different for every coach. And, so often we see, come and do my Phoenix Rising program or, my Platinum program. And the reality is that they do not say to the client, they don't express to the client the transformation that you're going to help them make. And these days, what we need to do really is to think about not just a catchy name for our program and not just about how long the program is, but how long it needs to be in order to be able to help our clients to get the results they desire. Because there's no good saying, right, I'm going to put together a 6-week program and I'm just going to go out there and advertise it. And then hopefully week 1 we'll do this, week 2 we'll do that, etc., etc. What you need to do is actually have a plan, create a structure and a framework that you know is going to work, that you know is going to deliver, that you know when your clients work with you, they are going to get the results. You are offering a service to your clients. You're offering them a solution to a problem. You're offering them guidance, help, support. And you need to be really sure that the way in which you're delivering that matches your clients' needs, is in line with what they want and what they aspire to get out of coaching. And it's also enough time for them to achieve it, right? So there are certain situations where 6 weeks isn't enough, 3 months is enough. Hey, 6 months may not be enough, depending on the type of coach that you are and the outcome that you're working with your clients to achieve. So for example, let's take weight loss. If you're doing a weight loss program, probably 3 months isn't going to be enough, right? 12 weeks will not be enough. You want to work with your clients on a longer term basis. Things don't happen immediately. Certainly lasting weight loss and lasting transformation doesn't happen in a short period of time. The same with building a business. It takes a bit of a longer time. There are steps. There are things that your clients need to do in order to get the result. And so what you need to work out is, what's the result? How long is it going to take? And what steps am I going to take my clients through? What are the processes? What are the things that they need to do in order to be able to get the results they desire? Now, it doesn't mean that you can't start off with some kind of immersive experience. In fact, I think immersive experiences at the start of a coaching program are really beneficial for you and for the client. And at the Mindset Coach Academy, one of the things that we teach our students and that we cultivate is a framework where you have an immersion, you have a kickstart, a quick start, where you actually go in initially and do the work around unlocking for your client those patterns, those strategies, habits, behaviors, beliefs, those things that are holding them back from the success they crave. Because your client is now coming to you and they've been doing the problem. They've been maintaining the problem. What they're doing right now in their life isn't working for them. And what you want to do is understand at a deep level what it is that they're doing and all of the contributing factors that have led them to where they are today, both consciously and unconsciously. And those immersion experiences where you actually do your diagnostic work, where you work with your client to do a detailed personal history, to establish what it is that they want to achieve in a really detailed way, to examine the blocks that have been holding them back, and to really start to release those blocks and remove those barriers and those self-sabotaging behaviors is very powerful as a kickstart to any coaching program. It's not always necessary, and it may not be something that you want to do and you want to incorporate, but it's certainly one way that for those longer term programs, like health related programs, fitness, weight loss type programs, like programs where there's a nutrition element, like programs where it is about building a business, anything that you're coaching on that you know is going to take some time with accountability and support for the client to actually yield results is great. It's a great example of where you can actually use a kickstart. So you do an immersion experience, and you can call it a VIP day or a VIP series of days. You may decide to book a hotel and your client stays there. Obviously, a lot of us are working via Zoom at the moment, but do some big, meaty chunks of work with your client in the early stages to identify those things, clear their blocks and sabotages, so that then you move forward using your coaching framework to help them to create the change that they desire and to follow that process so that you know that you have the inputs that you need, and also that you've got that structure and that framework that you can reliably count on to help your client get to where they need to be. Now, these are decision points for you to make, right? So depending on the level, depending on your expertise and the focus area of your coaching, you will have some things that you know that your client needs to do in order to achieve their goal. And so, for example, you may have some nutrition protocols that you want to share with your client. You may know that at a certain week, habits become a little bit slippery, temptation might creep in. And so you have some strategies there that you can use with your clients. Maybe you include a hypnosis session or a series of recorded hypnosis scripts that your client can actually listen to really support them at that time. Now, the other thing is, of course, when you're helping someone in the business arena as well, it may be that you start helping your clients by identifying their offer. You might want to look at their pricing, look at their marketing strategy. There may be things that you want to do with them around their client satisfaction, their client experience. And there'll be things that you know that your client needs to do in order to achieve success from a practical point of view. There'll be tactical things that they need to do, strategic things that they need to do. And equally, there'll be things that they need to do around their mindset to help them to get to where they want to be. And so what you want to be able to do is to list out all of those steps, all of those things that you know need to happen. And part of this, of course, is, it's almost like you've got two tracks. You've got the track of the experiential systems, sort of the step-by-step process that your clients need to follow. But then you've also got within that, you've got tasking and things like that as well. But within that, what you've also got is your mindset work. And your mindset work is really, it's beneficial to do that kickstart, and you can integrate the information that you need around their business, around their current, maybe you have a food tracker if we're talking about that health goal. And you'll have some inputs that you want your client to have, right, as part of the kickstart. But what you'll also have, and what you also want to be able to do, is to be able to have that work and that framework with your client, so that you are basing what comes out of those early sessions. They're the basis, right, for you then working going forward. So there's some flexibility in the framework. right? So you may discover at the outset that your client actually has some really good habits that you want them to continue. Maybe there are some habits that they need to change to become more effective. Maybe they have some beliefs that you remove, that you help them to get rid of. And then a little bit of doubt creeps in. Maybe there are some negative emotions that the client associates with certain experiences, and you use timeline therapy to remove those. And then things crop up, as they often do during the course of your work with them, and you go back in and you work with them again and you remove those and clear those. Some other sabotaging behaviors may come up. Again, you work with them, work with their mindset, clear those things. Some things around their identity may come up. And again, you work with them on that. You work with them around their values. And so all along what you're doing is within the context of your framework that you're using, because you know that's going to get your client to where they need to be or they want to be, you're also got that inbuilt flexibility so that you are responding and engaging with. It's a dynamic process with your client in terms of what's happening with them each week or each fortnight, depending on the nature and the structure of the coaching agreement, the time frame that you've got. And so there's a decision point. One is, what does my client want to achieve and how long is it going to take them to achieve it? Like reasonably. And then what length of time do I need to work with my client to make that happen? What frameworks and processes will I include, both in terms of mindset work and in terms of, the technical, strategic, step-by-step, tactical processes? And then what ways can I shape that? What ways is that going to work for my client? What ways does it work for me and my own structure as a coach, my own life balance, etc.? How could I, if I think it's going to be, say, for example, 12 weeks, how can I shorten it? How can I condense it? How can I make it into a longer program? Could it be a longer program? Could I actually put some of the elements that are very consistent across all my client group online? Could I pre-record some videos? Would that be of benefit? Could I create a membership with some resources that my clients access in addition to the one-to-one work that I do with them? Is there a group program element? Are there things that I know that every single one of my clients needs to take action on, that they need to do, that they need to implement in order to succeed? And if so, how can I get that group element together in such a way that my clients can utilize that or access that at any time? And then I'm coaching one-to-one around the implementation, that I'm coaching one-to-one to help my clients really move forward and build those great habits, install those great beliefs, align with their values, step into that identity of that successful person. Because every coaching program, every coaching container has flexibility, right? And you can say to yourself, right, and I want you to think about this. So in order to achieve the goal, the result, I think we're going to need this amount of time. And I want you just not to think about it, but to actually map it out and what's included. Then how can I make that shorter? What quick wins can I have? Is a kickstart at the start of it, some kind of immersive VIP experience, a great way to go for me and my client? When you have a kickstart experience, your clients, they notice results pretty quickly, right? They feel listened to, they feel heard. They've got an action plan that's really tangible, and they feel like they've made that step change. And because they feel like that, they're more likely to want to continue. And it's a great way to start off your coaching relationship, if that suits you and your timeframes and it makes sense for you and your business. If not, you can condense it and extend it out, and do the condensed session in maybe 3-4 sessions, one a week or one a fortnight or whatever it might be, in that early diagnostic phase, so that you and your client have got the information that you need about the patterns and habits and behaviors and strategies that maybe need to change, maybe need to install more, maybe they need to hone in on and focus on and keep going with some of the things that are really working well for them. So that is key. And then once you've got that framework that works, then you can apply it to anything. You can apply it to retreats. You can apply it to a longer term course. You can apply it to a mastermind experience. You could apply it to a membership. And so once you've got the key ingredients for your coaching package, for your coaching intervention, for want of a better word, when you've got those ingredients for that framework, that you know that these are the things that your client needs to experience, do, take action on in order to get the result they desire, once you know all those things, how you put them together is going to be dependent on the amount of time that you have, the amount of time that your client has, the speed at which they want to achieve results. And also, I guess, in terms of, you can offer the same package, but it's packaged differently based on whether someone does it as a one-to-one experience, more of a group experience, or a membership. And then that then plays into the customer journey. So you will want to have some products and services and packages that are more with more of you involved. So your one-to-one higher end packages, your higher end masterminds, but also maybe some at the lower end as well, that are more financially accessible for people. You know, maybe it's a membership or a course or a one and done type experience with you. So this is just an invitation from me to really sit down and think about the plan of what needs to go into the coaching package that your client signs up for. What do you actually need to do with your client in order to help them to make the transformation that they want to make? And how much time do you need with them in order for that to be a really, really solid and results-based coaching experience for them, so that at the end of it, they are singing your praises. At the end of it, you feel good because your clients got results. And at the end of it, they feel as though they've been wholly supported, and that they have been challenged, and that they have grown, and that the reasons that they engaged in coaching in the first place have actually been realized, that they have really achieved what it is that they came to you for. And this is the fun part, right? I love this part. I love the part about getting creative and thinking outside the box a little bit of, how could I do this in a different way? How could I structure this so that it excites and delights me, it delivers results for my client, and it fits within my lifestyle? So yeah, have a think about that. And I really want you just to, whichever area, whatever niche you're in coaching, really think about what are the elements that you need to include in each of your coaching interventions, whether that's one-to-one, group work, membership, whatever it is. What are the ingredients that you definitely need to have in there so that your clients get results? And then have fun with it, play around with it. And you can always reach out to me on Instagram, which is at Mindset Coach Academy. And I'm very happy to chat with you and share some more ideas. And I really look forward to seeing you in next week's show. I'm Lara Young, the Mindset Coach, and I will see you again very soon.